while business and leaders fail. It has been researched that mostly in Africa, the business that start usually end or close down within the first 5 years of a start. That's the statistics. That every business that starts usually end within the first to the 5th year of that business. So it means that the business can start well. They can have 10 branches, but the sustainability of that business may not be that strong to carry the business to the 6th to the 7th year. So averagely around the world, statistics have shown in Africa that most business dies or begins to decline on the 5th year. It begins to go down till it eventually folds up. The same way leaders, you see people rising, doing well. At the point they begin to go. Those of you that study economics, there's a chart. The chart begins to go up. All of a sudden, it starts declining. The law of diminishing return begins to apply. Start declining, and eventually is dead. You wonder what's happening. You wonder why is it so? Because they don't have enough strength to carry that thing through. And that is why it's not enough to start something. You must create enough strength and capacity, build capacity to carry that particular venture to the next level. The next level is relative. Your own next level can be 10 years to come. How many of you know Coca-Cola? Only 2 persons here. The rest of you drink water. You know Coca-Cola. How many of you know Johnson, the company called Johnson? How many of you watch Johnson on Tinsel? You know Tinsel is sponsored by Johnson. How many of you know? You know, do you know? All right. How many of you know Rob? You know Rob, that small Rob. How many of you know that cube sugar in that carton? Cube sugar, you know. Okay. How many of you know Alabokun? Okay, good. All right. Now, all these businesses I mentioned, some of you, the reason why you can remember them because some of you were not born when they started. You met them. Like I was not born when Coca-Cola started. So some of these businesses, they've been existing before we were born and we still met them. There were some that they started when we were alive or when we were born. They are nowhere to be found. Now the question is that, while is this same business still in existence and it has not folded up? These are secrets that is keeping both leaders and business going on. And that secret is universal. It's applicable to anyone in any industry, whether ministry, whether industry, is applicable. And the question is that, why is it that other businesses, they start, in fact some of them looks almost the same, and 2-3 years something is wrong. And remember I taught us 3 Sundays ago or 2 that everything rises and falls on what? Everything rises and falls on what? Leadership. Everything rises and falls on leadership. So it means that if anything will succeed, you check the one who is leading that venture. If anything will fail, you check the leader who is leading that venture. If your life will succeed, you check yourself. If you're experiencing failure, you are the cause. And I've taught in this church before, you don't blame the devil for any mishap in your life. It's a proof of irresponsibility, because you are the one responsible first for your success and first for your failure. Are we together? When you begin to point accusing finger, the reason why I did not go to school is because my daddy, because of this and this, it means that you are irresponsible, because you have a choice on your part to choose what becomes of you part time. There's no way I would have gotten here if not that I chose that I will succeed. Because my dad said he was not going to sponsor us in school. He said he does not have money to send. If you like, go and learn mechanic. If you like, go to school. I'm done sending you to school. So I told myself, God forbid. We strove I mean, we strived and we made every effort to ensure that success, I ate it. And I didn't do that alone. I ensured my siblings, all of them must go to school and finish. So as we are earning money, working and schooling, myself and my twin brother, we were sponsoring our own siblings to ensure they finish their university. So it's a personal decision, not because my parents. If I had said my parent, there's no way I would be here today. I would probably be somewhere else, living my life at the lowest level. But because I know I have a destiny, not to myself alone, to the world. I was sharing with someone during the week that sometimes people look at me that, why is pastor teaching with this same energy to just 70, 50 people? I said, these are not my congregation. My congregation are 100,000, 1 million people at a sitting. I said, when 10, 15 years ago, when we're still in Redeem, at our Bible studies, sometimes our attendance would just be 3. Faith clinic, that's a prayer meeting, would just be 7. But the energy at which I pray and teach, like I'm teaching 70,000 people. And someone walked to me, you're this. I said, these chairs, I see people there. I see 1 million people hearing me at one preaching. So my congregation is not the 70 people that comes to church every Sunday. My congregation is 1 million at one sitting. So I'm not teaching 70 people now. I'm teaching 70,000 people at one sitting. So I have a global space in my head. So it's opened already. So the energy at which I will teach 70 is what I'm going to teach 70,000. So I'm responsible for my success. I'm also responsible for my failure. So when you begin to point accusing fingers to people, it means that you are not responsible. And that's why there's nothing good you can account for yourself. So I want to share with you this morning, why will a business fail? Why will a business succeed? But I want you to narrow it down to your individual life. If there's anything right now that you have not been able to achieve, no one is responsible. You are the one responsible. Not even the devil. Not even the devil. The day you start taking responsibility for your actions, all of your actions, the day you start taking responsibility for your actions, that's when things will begin to go straight for you. In fact, you will not be careful of what the devil is doing around you, because you know that devil has no access to your life until you open door to him. Are we together? The devil has no access to anything in your life until you open door unto him. You've heard me say boldly that the devil cannot touch what I have. Not that I'm perfect, because I will not give him access. And it's only the person you open door to that comes in. Am I right? Anybody you don't open door to cannot come to your house. So tell someone beside you, stop blaming anyone for your success and stop blaming anyone for your failure. You're not talking. If you are currently doing a job right now and they are paying you 30,000, it's your problem. You are the fault. If you are doing a job right now and they are paying 100,000, it's your fault. Because there are people in your class who are earning lower than you, and there are people who are in your class earning higher than you. And there are people in your class too who are also on the lowest rank, and there are people also in your class too who are on the highest rank. So life is in phases. So if your own phase right now is where you are responsible. So you can advance your life first by taking action for everything in your life. At that point, you know that it's only God I have. How many of you remember Daniel in the lion's den? At that point, who do you think you will blame me? I'm sure some of us, if we're the Christians of this generation, who gets the first person? Daniel will blame me. If not, Daniel had known his God, it's done. It's a cheap meat for the enemies. And that's why in this church, when I say pray, pray. When I say fast, fast. A time will come, you'll be left alone with your lion. At that time, you will not have a phone to call your pastor. That's it. A time will come, you'll be left alone with your lion in your den. I tell you in this church, build capacity, build strength, pray at midnight, fast, because a time will come in your life, you will be alone with your lion. And at that time, there is no way you will call anyone. If not that Daniel had known his God, there is no way the lion would have not finished him. And Daniel 11:32 says, they that do know their God shall be what? Shall be strong first, and then they will do exploits. That's all. So start preparing. The day they will just call you without preparation, come for this. Sorry, I'm not prepared. Who knows? That may be the beginning of your rising. And because you are not ready for anything, failure begin. So be prepared for, particularly anyone who is praying for anything. Please, I've said it to you before in this church. Always prepare for whatever you are praying for. What I say? Always prepare for whatever you are praying for. If you are praying, Lord, I want to get married, prepare very well. Your husband can come in 3 months and say, we are married in 3 months. Don't say, I'm not ready, I'm not ready, once you miss that 3 months, you wait another 3 years. What if an opportunity comes to you right now that they want to take someone to Canada for a particular job, and it's a job in line with what you are doing? First, hello sir, do you have passport? You don't have a passport. That's an opportunity you have missed already. And you don't, all you need is just a passport. For the visa, they know what to do around it. As a matter of fact, what if the person have a private jet? They know how to go about it. You just fly in the aeroplane and you are gone. So let me say to you ahead of time, everybody in this church, I will say I'm not in the third service, starts process of your passports. This is how to prepare for what you are praying for. You don't know how to drive in this church, go and learn how to drive. I mean, people who have aged above 18, 19, not 17. Prepare for everything you are praying for. You remember these things Pastor is saying. Prepare for everything you are praying for. So let's look at them. Why will a leader fail? Why will business fail? Number one is lack of vision and direction. When a business doesn't have a direction, doesn't have a vision, that business is bound to fail. Without a clear and sense of where they are going, how to get there, leaders or business can leave their team feeling lost and unmotivated. So as a business person, for example, I'm a business person. I love business and I love ministry. I have vision. I have what drives me. For example, when I came into real estate, the vision God gave me is to turn the wilderness into cities. So that drives me. I'm driven by that vision. I'm driven by that mission. So I don't care what my friends are doing. I'm always driven by that. The same way this ministry. This is not a deliverance ministry. We have an assignment to raise apostles in the marketplace. Men and women who can stand across the 7 mountains of influence and with Jesus boldly do great things without fear or favor. So we have what we are running to. We don't care what other people are doing. They are doing well. We are motivated. We are happy. But yet we know what we are called to do. And we are on our lane. It's a matter of time. Everything will come to make sense. So as a person who has a destination in mind, your business might be very small. Remember what the Bible says? It said, though the beginning might be small, the latter shall do what? Greatly increase. I've told you in this church, by now, if you don't have a vision or you don't have a 5-year goal by now, then I don't know what you are doing with what I'm teaching you at the second service. If by now, as a member of this church, you don't have a vision or what you want to do for the next 5 years, I don't know what you are doing with what you are hearing. If I ask some of you now, tell me what you want to do for the 5 years, some of you might be shocked. Nothing. You just will sleep and wake up. Things cannot work that way. I've told you by the time I'll be 40, some of you can quote the things I said I'll be doing when I'm 40. I've set my 5-year goals. And that's what is driving me. I'm looking at my 40, right, staring at it in front of me. It's driving me. It's driving me. It's driving me. So I'm setting every parameters. Everything that will make it through. I'm driving. Sometimes I don't sleep at night. Like since on Thursday, I have not slept over the night. Studying, making research in a particular area. I had a video where I ministered. On Saturday, I had a meeting after attending the Ikeja. I got back, drove myself down here. I got back tired. I still went back to prepare for this service. Because I don't want to get there by 40. And I look at myself, nothing is here. I must get there and everything is ready. It's now that you prepare for it. So if you don't have a 5-year goal now, I don't know what you are doing with what you are hearing in this church. It's not still late. Go back and set your 5-year goal. If you are 27, where will you be at 32? 5 years is enough to drive you. Don't do 10 years. Set 5-year goal. You are 25 now. Where will you be when you be 30? Don't be a mishap after 5 years. Be a success after 5 years. Somebody say, I am a success in 5 years to come. Set the goal. So that's why business fail. So I don't know what kind of business you are doing right now. You can set a goal for it. I want this business in the next 5 years to have 3 branches. I want this business in the next 5 years to have 10 people. So you set that vision. And how do you do it? How do you now achieve that vision? You are the one that will put those things in place. First, I need to do A. I need to do B. For example, you are meant to, you say you want to be, for example, let me use a very common one. You say you want to be a professional fashion designer. You know, they are fashion designer and they are professional fashion designer. Let me give you an example of professional. We have some of them here. If you tell them I want to sew a clothes, they just say, sir, you say, are you not going to measure me? Say, no, I don't measure you. Just stand. They just scan you. Stand. Say, come, please come. Sir, you want to sew shirt and trouser, it's going to cost you 200,000. You say, what? 200,000? Just shirt and trouser? Say, yes, sir. It's okay, it's fine, go ahead. Get your tape. Say, no, you don't need tape. I just need to check you. All right, sir, you can go. They've done your measurements. That's a professional designer. There are some of them that they only need your picture. They know your measurements. That's another higher level of being that kind of business. They have not seen you, but your picture, they can sew your clothes. That's a professional designer. So in every industry, there are professionals and there are other people. These professionals, they operate on the highest level of the highest. Their charge is not the same. Or others can charge 2 naira, but their charge is 10 naira. But you will see the value for whatever they've charged it for. Are we together? So build yourself in such kind of way. So if you said in 5 years I want to be a professional tailor or designer, you need to go and school again, even though you have known before. Go and learn from people who are professional in that line. I want to be a professional baker. Every time you bake your cake, it's always burning. They always stay burnt. You are not good yet. Submit your pride and go and learn how to bake professionally. That when they taste your cake, they say, who baked this cake? Let me get the person. Have you tasted a cake like that before? I say, who? I say, please give me your card. All right, number 2, while leaders and business fail, is lack of communication. Lack of communication. Businesses and leaders who does not communicate their ideas and expectations to their customers, to their followers, are liable to fail. Your customers, your followers, people who are working with you should know what that business is supposed to be doing. They should know what that business will deliver. If you have people who works with you, they should have that. We know this and this we're going to do. Let it be in a consistent communication. That practically someone amongst your follower can say, our business, our company, in the next 2 years, we want to have this, we want to have that. So what we have discovered about business and leaders is that they always leave everything to themselves. They carry everything by themselves. They shoulder everything by themselves. Once you have people who works with you, communicate your ideas with them, your expectations with them. So when anybody is coming to work with you, let the person know that this is what we expect from you. Just like in this church, as a leader, whether serving different capacity, you can't just behave anyhow. You can't dress anyhow here. There's an expectation from the pastor on how you behave, especially when you are presenting things. There's an expectation I've required, or I require from you. If you don't have the expectation, there are certain things you cannot do. So it helps the vision of the church to move, even when I'm in my absence. A time will come, I may not be here physically. I may be outside the states, outside Nigeria, and everything I have taught will be playing out by itself. It's called systems and structures. Simple as that. I'm not a pastor that say I have to be here every time. No, my assignment is global. So I cannot be on a spot forever. A time will come, I will be ministering from wherever I am. The church will flourish. The church will continue. So the same way your business should have that kind of sight, that everybody around you can practically say, this is what this business stands for. This is what this business owed for. Are we going to get together? Even you as individual. I can't keep going back to that. You can go to YouTube and listen. When I was thinking about values, people should know your value, that this is what this person can absorb. This is what this person can take. Whatever you cannot take, don't succumb yourself to it. It helps you to drive on, or else you'll be right into failure. Number 3, why business and failure fail? Why business and leaders fail? Inability to adapt to change. Inability to adapt to change. In today's fast-paced world, leaders must be flexible and open to change. New things comes in every time. New brand, we hear technology, we hear internet. Any business and brand and leaders that will succeed and continue to succeed, you must be willing to adapt to change. Once you are resilient, you are resistant or refusing change, that life begins to decline. And one of the most common change that affects us in the world right now is technology. It's fast happening, and the involvement of technology is advancing so many things and leaving so many people behind. So as a business person, you can adapt the use of technology to move your business forward. For example, if you're in an age that everything about is about writing, you can convert them to virtual. If you always have meeting, physical meeting, why don't you conduct that meeting in a virtual way? The time they're going to spend on the virtual, they can use the remaining one to attend to other things. Are we together? Then as a leader too, you also look at your life. What are the social tools that I can leverage on to advance my life? Everything doesn't have to be you. There are tools you can leverage on to advance your business. It makes things easy. So I'm giving you reasons why some leaders and our business fail. Then number 4 is lack of proper management. Proper management. Some leaders have enough funds, some don't have. Some have enough human resource, some don't have. But those who knows how to manage the ones they have, they are the ones who succeed. And those who don't know how to manage the ones they have, they are the ones who fail. There are some of you right now, you have good people, high network individuals. They are not 10. Some of them, they are just 2 people. Are you managing them well? It is when you have problem that you remember them. You are not building relationships with them. If you are privileged to have wealthy people around you, don't see them as your ATM. What I say? They are not your ATM. They are your potential investors. You may have been around them 3 years. They may have not given you 1 naira. The day they will invest in your business, you'll be amazed. Because they are understanding your kind of person. They are understanding your lifestyle. They are understanding your business. Are we together? So, properly manage everything you have, including your life, including the way you dress, including the way you talk in the public. Manage it well, so that when opportunity comes, record will show that you deserve to have it. Are we together? So that's why you can see that Coca-Cola, since the time it was founded or started out, they've been moving it from one family to another. There's a template that they are following, and that template is still on till I'm talking to you. The same way other business that you see that is still on today, the person who started that business had laid the foundation, and that foundation is what they passed on to their children. I will teach you something maybe second Sunday, what I title the generational wealth. How you can move wealth from your first generation to your last generation. It's called generational wealth. There's what we call generational poverty. You inherited poverty from your father, then you passed on to your children. then there's also generational wealth. There's also what we call transgenerational wealth. I'm building that for my children right now. That this wealth that God has brought on me is going to be transgenerational. So it means that it's not going to end on me. As it's falling on them, they also replicate the same pattern. Their children continues that name. So the name Paul Olajide becomes a global brand. That they move that name from generation to generation. So you must set that kind of path for yourself. That's why I'm telling you in this church, don't live for yourself. Live for your children and your children's children. You are not alone. You are not alone. There are people connected to you. So as you build your life, manage everything around you right now, because you are the one that will produce the next that will happen. You're producing the next phase. Why is it that you discover that some families, they have never smelled what we call poverty, and there are some they kept smelling poverty, because that is what they pass on to them. They pass the poverty to them. Like my father passed on poverty to me because his father passed it on to him. His grandfather passed on to him. Great, they've been passing. But I said, no, it's over on me. We begin a new life. It's not easy. It is not easy. But we broke the edge, then we start a new life. So we manage everything God has given us right now and put a proper structure. You don't spend anyhow. If you have 100,000, spend 70,000. Keep 30,000. It's a standard. So subconsciously, I'm telling them, learn to reserve. That is how to have transgenerational wealth. I'll teach about that second Sunday. So what I'm trying to say is that management, lack of management can crash a business, can bring a leader down. So as a leader, whether you are standing alone or you're a business, properly manage whatever you have now, so that you can pass the same on to people who are working with you. Let people who are working with you that in this organization, we don't allow this. It's called management. And when you are doing business as a leader, hear me, sentiment is not part of a business. What I say? It's not part of the business. Don't be sentimental. Don't be sentimental. Let people know what your business stands for. Let people know what you stand for. Are you get together? Let them know what you stand for, and things work well. All right. What number are we? Number 5. Another reason why business and leaders fail is lack of trust among the team members. Lack of what? Among the team members. Now, it's so important that trust is a foundation of any successful team. Trust is a foundation of any successful team. So leaders who betray their team, who betray their team's trust through dishonesty or inconsistency, will damage morale and productivity. So if you see an organization whose path is always upward, they have trustable team. Members they can trust. Team members they can trust. That is, if our boss say we are doing this and our boss commits this into our hands, can we as a trustable team carry that same and carry it on to where he wants us to take it to? That's what it means, trustable team. Are we together? Now, even you as individual, you need to first develop yourself to that level that I can trust myself with my own process. Are you getting what I'm saying? I can trust my business with this same process, that this thing will happen. It will go. It will happen. It will go. But remember that everything in life is in phases. It doesn't just happen once. Am I right? Everything, does it happen just once? Hello, look up. Everything happen in what? Phases. So you need people who carry that kind of vision you have in phases. But they have to be people you trust. For example, you want to start a branch of your business. You can't just ask somebody to just go and mount it. you must have developed someone who is first loyal and is trustable. Or else that person will either destroy that business or convert it to his own. So why business are failing? Because they don't have trustable teams. They don't have people who can be trusted for anything. And in this church, there are things I constantly teach you, particularly the second service. Be trustable. Let people who have committed their time, energy to you, trust you. If you have given them your word, stand with that word. Let people begin to be able to sleep well and said, I know he will do what is right. Are we together? Because things are advancing, things are moving. And they need people who they can trust. If your boss has trust you with, he has committed things into your hands, live up to that expectation. Make every effort to live up to that expectation. You are making room for your destiny. You are building castle for yourself. It's not now, but in few years to come. So that's why you see business fail, while some succeed. That's why Coca-Cola is striving. They have trustable team. Do you know that? I've told you before that the secret of Coca-Cola is not with anyone. It's with some of their core leaders. They will never, nothing will make them sneak it out. They will never. And that's why Coca-Cola taste is not the same as Pepsi. Do you know? There's no beverage on this earth that its taste will be the same as Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola taste remain the same. How many of you have wondered? How many of you have been to KFC before? Chicken Republic, that discovered that it's only Coca-Cola that they drink there. Why are they not drinking Pepsi? There's a secret there. I will not share with you. A secret there. There's a particular brand they associate with. They cannot use other brands. Even though the other brand is a bit lesser, but no, they know it's expensive, but they want to associate with that brand because that brand alone is commanding a level of respect for their business. Why would somebody be wearing a particular brand of shirt? He's always wearing Gucci. Everything about the person is Gucci. He's commanding a level of respect for himself because you know the value of Gucci, the real Gucci, not the, I did not say anything. I didn't say anything. You said it. The real Gucci. If you want to buy a bag, the Gucci bag alone, you know what it means. How many of you know Mary Kay? The real original Mary Kay, do you know what it costs? And the other side, you know what it means? So people want to associate with brands that have succeeded over the years. The level of that success is all rubs on that individual, that organization. That's the secret. I said I will not share, but I'm sharing with you now. So when you associate yourself with people who are succeeding, they have track records over the year. The same level of grace they have, it rubs on that business. Because as people are, Coke, I will drink. In Chicken Republic, I will drink. They keep coming. Because they have that good taste. Like when I love Coca-Cola. And most of the times when I eat outside, the best place I eat is Chicken Republic or sometimes KFC. If I didn't see, there's no other fast food I enter. Most of the time I enter Chicken Republic. Because that era, that environment portrays something that I want to see. The excellence, the structure, the patterns, the way things are set, and the way, oh my God. Some of you, I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. Some of you need to take your 3,000, go to Chicken, go and buy food first. Shall go there, sit down and buy. I went for a meeting in Keja yesterday, and where we were waiting for our to have our own meeting. So I said, go to the bar, please get a drink. The powerhouse that I usually buy 1,200. They said it's 2,500. I said, what? I said, don't worry, bring it. So we bought 2. I said, it's fine, no problem. We absorb it. Would I say return it? No. It's poverty mentality. Even though, if I don't have money, it's not I don't have the money. I'm just saying, even if what you have, because you are there already, just manage it, drink it. Say, Lord, power us to 5. That I can buy outside 1,200. This is money for 2 bottles. 1. No problem. We bought it and I gave the other brother that we went together 5,000 with pay, and that's all. Just whale yourself and scale up that way and move on. You are building something inside of you. A time will come, you will not, anything that is lower than that standard, it will be smelling to you. You just cannot come low. There are some things right now I cannot take again. I will fight it. I will fight it to the core. Like me, I can never buy anything to kumbo on my body again. No matter how expensive, I can never buy it. I was speaking to somebody, said, I should go and buy, I wanted to buy something, said I should buy Akube. I said, Aku what? I know they buy anything Akube Kokon. I know they buy. He said, no, I mean first grade. I said, leave first grade. Whether it's first grade or this, I know they buy anything Aku. I will buy brown knee. I'm not China. Brown knee. If my money is not up to you, I will wait. When the money is up to you, I will go and buy it. As simple as that. So my taste for the things I wear is high. I may not have the money to buy another suit now. Another suit I'm trying to buy now, when I checked the last price, 150,000. The last one I bought was about 70. So let me be wearing that one for now. When I have the money, I'll go and buy another set. It's 1/4. That means if I want to buy like 10, that's 1.4 million. I must wait till I have the money. I can't go and buy anything less. Even wearing it alone, I'll be feeling uncomfortable. That's the kind of level I am right now. Not pride, but because I've built myself to that. So my taste bond has changed. So build yourself to that. And it's in phases. Now some of right now, you can afford to buy a shoe of 10,000. Don't go and buy the one of 3,000. Just build up yourself to that level. First, scale up. Somebody say scale up. Just scale up, scale up. It's just a matter of time. Scale up. And as you go up, God create more room for you up there. He will create the room for you up there. But when you are down here, it is the room on the ground that you have. But when you are up there, it creates the room for the top. The last one, then we close. Oh, we're number 6, right? So the last one, though there are more, but is being resistant to new ideas and innovation. Is the reason why businesses and leaders fail. Being resistant to new ideas and innovation. You know already that innovation is what drives progress. Leaders, business who reject new ideas, what you can call, what the grammar you use for them is status quo. They are just on a spot. They can't move forward. Things will not happen in their life. Things will not happen in their business. So, as a leader and as a business, I don't know what kind of business you run. Leverage on innovation. Leverage on technology. Give room to ideas. Let people contribute. Seek opinions. Then sit down. Check into it. Which of them have any relation to do with what you're doing? Pick. See if the one necessary, the one that are not necessary, trash them and move on. So that you can be scaling the way other businesses and individuals are scaling. It's painful for you to be on the lower level of the ladder when your other colleagues are on the highest level. The rungs of the ladder sometimes differ from one another. Some of them can be 20, but it's painful to be on the lowest rung of the ladder when you're meant to be on the highest level. Get on with innovation. We evolve every day. There's a way you can style your hair that men will always want to see you. You just wake up, your hair scatter, just brush it, you're moving on. You just tie down your scalp, you're going on. There's a way you can appear that they can't just take their eyes from you. The same way as a man, there's a way you can dress that they just cannot take their eyes away from you. There's a way you package your business that there's a way they can't just resist it. There's just cannot. It's called innovation. It's innovation. Take care of everything that will move you to the next level. What I say? Take care of everything that will move you to the next level. You know the thing that will move you to the next level. Take care of it. Because that thing is what will move you to the next level. Bow your head and talk to God. And say, Father, as a business person, as a leader, I will not fail. I will not fail. I will not fail. Whatever is expected of me, as I begin to put them into practice, they work out. I will not fail. I will not fail. Thank you, Father. In Jesus' precious name, we have prayed. Can we say louder, amen? Are you blessed at all? Shout hallelujah. So in case those that are just coming for the first time, we run different services. We had our 7 a.m. prayer. It's our first service. Start at 7 to 8:30. We had a break of 5 minutes. Some, because they work on Sunday, they have to go.